Hello, everybody. Today we're going to go through a deep dive on my spreadsheet. So here we go. I know it looks like a lot, but it's fairly simple what I use um, just to briefly see what's going on daily in my account. So let's just go over the top. To the left on the top, it's just the dashboard of what the balance is, the margin, and the net portfolio after margin. The middle is my Robinhood deposits, what I put in month to date, and then the withdrawals for the expenses. The big boxes you'll see big boxes on the screen. Those are for me to easily make sure they're green. If everything's green in those big boxes all across the screen, it's just an easy way to make sure that everything's going well in the account. So all the big boxes should be green, especially at the end of the month. So there's the buffer. We're at 66%, which is great. I like to keep a buffer towards 70%, but 66% is great. Month to date actual dividends, it's green. It has the monthly goal. I did meet the goal so far this month, and I think that's what the goal, that's what it actually will end up being. And then I have the year-end goal, 747 a month. Over here I have my year-end projections. So the one highlighted in blue just means I will turn 62 in 2031. And that's what my account is projected to be. So far, everything as all the projections are meeting my goals. And so far, so good. I've only been doing this close to about maybe 8 months now, but everything so far it's been pretty good. So that's the top part of it. The middle part is all the funds, right? So I have the sectors, the fund managers, and the symbols. What you'll see here is you'll see anchor, booster, and juicer. That's just the yield type. If you go down here, you'll see anything under 20% is an anchor, right? So these are anchors, and anchors are the core of my portfolio. So I want to put most of my money, and I do put like 65%. I always want to keep it at 65% allocation. The green's the boosters, right? And those are 21 to 49% yield. And I keep those in the juicers. That's a crazy high yield is the Alti. And those I like to keep, the boosters and juicers I like to keep to about 35% allocation since they are like crazier, higher yield funds. Let's see, the little M here at the top where the anchors are, that means they pay monthly. The W's are weekly payers. And this one down here is a daily payer. It's a Bitcoin backed account that's pays a 13% dividend. Let's see, these are the dividend yields, annual dividend yields, and these change. They mostly fluctuate on the higher yield ones, those where you'll see the fluctuation weekly because the higher yields tend to change more often. The anchors kind of stay the same basically month to month. These are the totals I have and the allocations I have on the funds. This is important too. This is total return. This includes dividends that have been paid as well. So as long as these are all green, I'm happy. Okay, so I want these always to be green. If something turns red and I look into it to see what's going on with that fund, is it something wrong with it? What's going on? If a fund becomes more than 20% in the red, then I tend to just take it out, just sell it and get out of that fund because it's failing me. So I always like to see green, but once something's in the red, I kind of look into it deeper. This is the date I started. So these are the dates I have. Like I said, I've only been doing it for like 6 to 8 months. So all these total returns I have is not even a year's worth of holding these funds yet. AUM, this is 618. This is accounts under management. Anything over $100 million is great. These billion-dollar funds are awesome. I love funds with the B, right? And I try not to hold anything under 100 million. Maintenance is just my maintenance fees for these funds. Most funds are around 25%. This one's a Bitcoin-based fund, so it's 50%, just because the Bitcoin fluctuates a little bit like crazy. Although this account, it tends to fluctuate 1/3 of what Bitcoin is, so it's not too bad. And once again, this is all, I'm doing this for dividends, right? So it's not going to be a crazy income, not income, it's not going to be like an earning account, right? It's going to be an income focused account rather than a growth focused account, let's say that. So I'm strictly making sure that every month my dividends grow until the time I retire, and hopefully my dividends may make more than what my expenses are, right? So that's the goal. So the bottom here is just shows what's going on with all the ETFs, right? My anchors are in the right allocation so far. The boosters and juicers, perfect allocations. If these allocations go off, then I have to adjust what I put into the accounts to make them match. This is the dividend income from these, like the anchors are bringing in 42% income. Boosters are bringing in 46 of the dividend income, and the juicer is bringing in 12% of the dividend income. There's 9 ETFs. We'll go on over here. Dividend business year to date. If I look at this like a business, dividends this year is $3,000. Interest I paid because of the interest fees, and I think it's like 5% annual, $103. So if this was a business, I'm in the green, right? So far this business is doing pretty well, I must say. Over in the bottom corner is my personal budget for the month, and I keep track of it, the income that comes in and my expenses. And again, I look for the big box. If the big box is green, that's good. So far, I'm doing pretty good. I'm living within my means, and there is a net profit, not a net profit, but I'm not overspending this month, which is great. Also, this just shows me of my income, 63% is being deposited into Robinhood, and 41% of my expenses are coming out of Robinhood to pay my expenses, as you see up here. So I always like to see my overall Robinhood account in this screen, and also like to see what my June spending budget is, how I'm doing with my income versus expenses. And I always want to make sure I'm in the green, right? So like I said, I look at the big boxes, make sure I'm in the green. I'm in the green there. Robinhood, that's 66, that's perfect. Dividends, big box green. My portfolio for month to date is beating my month to date goal. That's perfect. Then I always look at the returns, make sure these are all green. Okay. Next thing I look at is allocations. Make sure the allocations are right. So I got like 65% and 35%. Perfect. Dividend business, big box, green. Make sure that's green. And then my net personal budget green. So everything looks good so far this month. And that's my deep dive on my portfolio. So far this month, we're pretty good. And that's it for today. Thank you.